Hey guys, this is Ryan from Funkadelic Astronaut, and today I wanted to show you guys how to take the Keybed out of an Access Virus TI in case you need to clean it. Been Googling around the internet trying to figure out how to do this without actually just doing it myself, and I couldn't find any good videos of the actual taking apart process, so I figured I'd make one in case you were curious. So this is my virus upside down. I already took it apart so I could, figure out how to do it. But so these screws along the front need to come out. That's gonna hold on your fake wood front thing. And then there's these 8 screws here that need to come out, and that holds the actual Keybed in place. So I would recommend flipping it upside down like I did and just undoing those screws, and then what you can do is just lift up the unit and your Keybed will it'll stay flat, it'll stay on the surface and be disconnected. And you'll see that there are these 3 wires in here. They need to be pulled out. They get pulled out straight back, so just be gentle. I labeled mine left, center, and right because they cross over funny, so make sure you are keeping track of which ways those go back together. Otherwise, your keyboard will do weird things. So what you'll be left with is the Keybed. So this is it upside down again. So the reason why I'm doing this in the first place is because some of the keys on this side are getting stuck, and usually that happens to keyboards when some dust gets into the contacts, which are under this little motherboard thing, circuit board. So what I think I need to do here is take out all these screws and remove this board, and under there should be some contacts. So I'm gonna do that and show you what that looks like. Okay, so I started taking these screws off and I got to the very last one and it was covered in hot glue. So if you get to this point and your screw is also covered in hot glue, this is the point where most of you will probably decide to go see a service technician and pay them to do this for you. I don't want to give someone that much money to clean my keyboard, so I decided to cut around this hot glue. If you choose to do that, I mean, obviously at this point your warranty is void if you've opened the keyboard, but if you choose to do that, just be super careful. These wires appear to provide power to this little board over here, which translates your key presses into data that it sends off to the main board. So just be careful. Just be careful. Another thing to note is when I took the screws off this little board, there's yeah, you can't really see it, but there's, here, let me get it out. See that little black thing in there? There's these little black spacers underneath. One of them fell off, so just be careful. This whole operation is a huge pain in the ass. I'm not a huge fan of how difficult it's been to own an Access Virus. Service is really expensive on these. And doing stuff like this, which on any other keyboard, you can pretty much just take it apart and get access to the things to clean them. I don't know. Just a little rant. If you're thinking about buying an Access Virus, they're fucking awesome in terms of what they can do, but owning them has been less than great for me. I've had a couple of problems. So yeah, I figured as a service to the community, just be aware. It's like a $3,000 keyboard, and it's like a fucking Apple product. You spend a ton of money on it, and only they can fix it. They charge you a ton of money to fix it, and if you try and open it yourself, you do stupid shit like this, and you're just like, oh yeah, we covered this screw in glue, just fucking because. But I'm pressing onward because I'm fixing this keyboard for free. So I'll see you in a second. Alright, so I got the assembly off. Here we're almost there. So these little rubber guys, these are the contacts. The keys press down against them, and on the other side it makes contact with some metal completes the circuit, and that is the signal that, hey, this key has been pressed. So what you got to do is you got to take up these little rubber pieces and get under there with some rubbing alcohol and Q-tip, and then hopefully you're good. It's beyond me how dust gets under here, but it's also beyond me why this keyboard was put together in such a way that was like, well, if that ever fucking happens to you, then you're just out of luck. You gotta do so much. Another thing to note is because my shit was glued together, I can't disconnect to this cable, so just be so careful. Just be super careful. On a positive note, the people who actually work for Kemper, which is the parent company for Access, have been very helpful to me in the past with replacement parts. So like if you do happen to fuck something up irreparably, just reach out to them, send them a nice email and be like, hey, I'm doing this myself. I know I'm out of warranty, but like I need this part. And they should be fairly accommodating. I broke my pitch and mod wheel once by going too hard, and they sold me the part at cost. It was like $20 for the part, and I managed to install it myself. So as much as I'm annoyed by how this thing is put together, the guys who over at Kemper have been, in my experience, nothing but helpful. So yeah, two sides of a coin. So here we are, taking the little plastic, I don't even know what you call these, the guys. I took the guys off. I cleaned each and every one of these little guys off with some isopropyl. I cleaned the contacts off with some isopropyl, and hopefully this will fix the issue that I was having with my keys being stuck. So, you know, just another note, be careful when you take these off. These little plastic things can get stuck and rip. So just be super careful every step of the way. Don't be like me and put your shit on a carpet. It's just like never a good idea. Yeah, so I'm going to put this back together, and hopefully my key works, my stuck keys work. Alright, I got the contact strip back on. I can't even begin to tell you how much of a pain in the ass that was. Strong recommend against doing this, but again, like, repairs on this, there's usually a bench fee. It can be like over $100 just to get this in front of a technician. So time is money, friends. I'm gonna put everything back together, and I'm gonna cross my fingers because the contacts actually look super clean, and I'm worried that the problem is more severe. So hopefully this guy comes back together for me, because we got some gigs coming up, and I would like to have my keyboards working. So stay tuned. Okay, we're back down here for the moment of truth. Everything powers up unsuspectingly. These were the two problem keys. Oh, great. Just make sure everything works. All right, guys, I fixed it. Except my wad wheel's broken now. Fucking great. Interesting. Alright, well, I gotta investigate that now. If that is broken, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. But that's how you clean the keyboard. Hope that was helpful to some of you guys. See you soon. Bye.